Coming back, we are going to be talking about grammar next. What is the big issue of grammar? Lots of students, when looking at grammar, either take it too seriously or either just hate it for some reason. I'm one of the hating kind. Don't worry, I've been there myself. So as a student that used to hate grammar, and as someone that still does, but because I'm an English language instructor, I'm forced to know English language grammar. So I kind of have this weird experience with grammar, that is that the more you force it at a time, the less you'll learn, but the more gradually and consistently you do it, the more easily you're able to do. So instead of going for lectures, that is like 15 days crash course, instead of going for 15 days crash course, that is like 1 hour episode, instead of doing that, why don't you go 30 days crash course, that is 10 minutes per day. Do less grammar, but do it daily, do it consistently. This is the technique that helps with anything whatsoever, but especially with grammar, you can learn it easily. And secondly, grammar has so much that you're going to learn, so do not think that you're going to be learning grammar first, then you'll improve your English, then you'll improve your speaking, then you'll improve all of these other different skills that come into English language. So it's important that you keep learning grammar, but you also keep speaking English language, even if you speak wrong, even if you speak incorrectly, make grammatical incorrections, you make grammatical errors. Even though you do all of these mistakes, still I want you to speak, I want you to read, I want you to listen, and I want you to write everything you feel down. Now, all of these things are important. You have to make sure, because grammar is a very, very important, but also a very, very meticulous thing in any language. So if you're talking about something like Japanese, there is a bit of, like, I can say a bit of ease in terms of grammar. But on a language like English language, where there are so many grammarians there that are ready to give you different types of hypotheses about whether there are these many different forms of noun, or these many or that many, whether there are like so many conflicts and debates even about grammar right now, that it's a long story. So what I want you to do is that instead of wasting your time learning grammar and doing all of these little meticulous things, I want you to go ahead, learn grammar little by little daily, and keep memorizing every single day when you go and start your grammar part of your lessons, of your daily day, or of your learning, or of your class, or whatever it is that you're doing. I want you to go back on what you did last time, what you learned last time, speak about what you did last time, and then again I want you to start anew and do a new topic. Now that's I guess the different tricks and tips for grammar. Now coming to pronunciation and accent, I talked about this in our last video for a bit of the intermediate, or I should say the people that are familiar to English but aren't on the beginner level. So I would say that for accent, just try to speak a little bit more clearly. When you try to speak a bit more clearly, you'll be able to have less accent. When you try to go fast, your accent will slip in directly. And that's a big issue that comes up. So instead of going fast, try to go slow, think your words, and use your other different accent that you're trying to go, whether it be British, whether it be Australian, or whether it be American accent. Afterwards, you can also do the same trick as I said, listen to different music, different movies, different people that will help you, or native speakers that will help you improve your English language and improve your accent as well. It's a really nice trick that will help you a lot in your future, and I believe it's a really nice thing to do. Now, what about your pronunciation? Well, pronunciation can come into the topic of phonetics. Now, when we talk about phonetics, there's a lot of stuff that comes in, and there's a lot of stuff that you have to discuss, but we won't go into phonetics. What we'll talk about is the very beginning, or the very surface of pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way you say a thing, or the way you say a word. Even the word pronunciation has different pronunciations. Now, see, what I'm doing here is that I'm not saying pronunciation, I'm saying pronunciation. There is a difference. So it's not potato, you can say poraro, you can say potato, and you can also say potato, which is the normal. There is the tomato, there is the tomato, or tomato. So there are different ways of saying such words. You can say water, you can say water. So there are different ways of saying these different words. So make sure you have a good pronunciation. Now make sure to remember, like in water and water, there is a difference of accent. There is a difference of accent. Different accents have different pronunciation of different words and even have new words sometimes, such as British accent, which has different words and even different spellings at time in comparison to American. So what I want you to do is that instead of going for the normal way, make sure you select an accent and then use the pronunciation of that singular accent. And that is pretty much all about our today's episode of Tips and Tricks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.